Okay, this is Milo's Corner. I want to discuss Gowon's book on Nigerian Biafra War. For those of you that doesn't know Yakubu Gowon, he was the head of state during Nigerian Biafra War. It is very important I give a small history about this war, just summary before I zero in on Gowon's book. Gowon's book, the title of my presentation is Gowon's book, A Disgrace to Africa and to the World. Gowon's book is a disgrace to Africa and to the world, and anybody clapping or supporting Gowon's book or even buying it to read it because it's nothing but trash, it is a disgrace to Africa and to the world. Gowon, after the Nigerian military coup in 1966, there was a counter coup, which is very important to note. In South Korea, all the soldiers that took part in coup were all arrested and sentenced to life imprisonment because to conduct coup is a criminal offense, whether you succeed or not, because when you are taken into the army, you swore allegiance to obey orders and that you will never move armed forces unauthorized. So anytime you move armed forces unauthorized, you committed a crime. Under that circumstance, Gowon committed a crime in taking part in a coup. They tried to overthrow his head of state, just like other ones that have done coups in Nigeria. Very important to understand this point. So Gowon, after the coup, the first coup, Gowon was part of the second coup, in which the head of state, Major General J.T. Agironsi, was killed. In the first coup, the Prime Minister, Tafawa Balewa, was killed. Okay, so this coup looked like a revenge coup. Senior Igbo army officers were killed. The confusion, Nigerian army killing themselves. And eventually, the killing spread to the civilian population. A woman that is selling crayfish, pregnant woman that is selling crayfish, was killed under the watch of Gowon, in conjunction with the Nigerian army collaborating with them. Danjuma, the head of government, which is complaining now. Danjuma has been complaining that the Nigerian army in 2026 is collaborating with Fulani jihadists in killing his people in northern Nigeria. You can go to YouTube and you see it. But in 1966, the army, which Gowon and Danjuma was running, was also collaborating with those people killing the Igbos. Very important to understand because that's what the book Gowon is writing. Okay, disorder out of black people's stupidity. Eventually, an accord was reached in Aburi. One major point of that Aburi accord. Forget about every other thing. You can go and pick up the document to read. I think it's in internet. Aburi Accord. One point in that Aburi Accord, which everybody agreed to, is that further differences or provocations cannot be stopped through violence or war. It must be through dialogue and negotiations. Remember, Gowon initiated police action on Biafran side. That's violation of that accord. Okay. Now, Gowon supervised the starvation of 5 million women and children. That technically makes Gowon a war criminal. One, Yakubu Gowon, who talks about Nigerian unity, which he didn't create. A white man created Nigeria. He talks about Nigerian sovereignty, which he doesn't. That is not Gowon's language. If you go to Gowon's village and ask anybody there, they don't know the meaning of sovereignty. All these white man's jargons and ideas. The same white man's jargon and idea is that you cannot starve a population because of war. So it's very important we understand these backgrounds. You cannot starve a population because of war. That is not Gowon's idea. It is white man's idea, and that is what is called Geneva Convention on War. Anybody that starves a population deliberately during war commits war crime. So the issue is, we will see whether Gowon starved Biafran women and children deliberately or not. And I want to show why it is a disgrace for his book. That's a big disgrace to Africa and to the world. And to anybody that is buying that book is a big disgrace. I will show you why it is a big disgrace. So we know that white man is the one that formed Nigeria. All the rules and regulations of Nigeria was set by the white man. And also white man set a standard for war. That war, you cannot commit genocide during war. Okay? Now the question is, do Gowon have the right to prosecute war against Biafra? Of course, yes. You can fight any country that you want to fight, as long as you use what we call rules of engagement. You go after the military and military targets and make sure that you carefully avoid civilian. And sometimes you might make a mistake where a couple of civilians die here and there, but systematic mass starvation of a civilian is a war crime. You can go around the world and ask. The political philosophy that we use today in the world is European. And Nigeria is European by creation. And all the jargons that Gowon was speaking during the war is all European philosophy. A unity of Nigeria, Nigerian sovereignty, all these are European ideas. So let us look into the war and let me show you why it is very important that Africans stand up to the criminal elements running Africa, because we always complain. We always call the white people. We always talk about the white people. We always talk about how racist these people is against black people. But one thing we don't talk is that the black own evil. We don't talk it. We tend to keep it. It's good. Sometimes we say it's culture. Sometimes we say it's culture. Okay? Some people say, oh, go on and keep the unity of Nigeria. Unity of Nigeria at what cost? Why didn't Britain keep Nigeria under Commonwealth of Nations by killing half of Nigerians? Britain could have killed 80% of Nigerian population and make sure Nigeria is part of Commonwealth of Nations. Why did they give us independence? They should have killed all of us and make sure that we are part of Commonwealth of Nations and keep the unity of Commonwealth of Nations. So to keep unity is not at all cost. That's one very important point I'm making here. There was a statue of Mahatma Gandhi at the University of Legon in Ghana. It was brought down. Everybody was shouting, racist, Why? I asked why was that statue brought down? Big statue at the University of Ghana in Legon. Oh, they said when Gandhi was 15 years old, he called blacks kafir in South Africa. This is a young man, 15 years, doesn't know anything. At 15 years, some of us, we are stealing puff from here and there. And he said, use the word kafir, which is a derogatory word in South Africa that white people call black people. But today, blacks are running around South Africa, killing people, calling them kwere. And nobody is talking. Let a white person run around and call you a nigger or kafir and kill you. Oh, it becomes an uproar how white people hate black people. This is background, very important, because we are hypocritical in Africa. We tend to point out what white people do, but we have done worse than the white people. Gowon starving 5 million women and children in Biafra. He didn't create an uproar. Oh, we said America dropped atomic bomb at Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It killed only 160,000 people. atomic bomb at Hiroshima and Nagasaki killed 160,000 people. But in Rwanda, black people, Hutu, killed tissue. Within 2 weeks, with machete, 800,000. Today, African politicians are stealing their money. He pays minimum wage of 30,000, 30,000. Then he pays himself 500 million a month, and he's paying his fellow citizen 30,000 naira. And he pays himself 500 million naira. And they steal the whole money they put in foreign bank account. Yet they have the impetus to be calling other people bandits. They have the impetus to be calling other people terrorists. What is this? The whole hospitals in Black Africa has been rendered useless. Road networks rendered useless. Rail lines rendered useless. Yet Black African population keep quiet. Let white man do that. Let white man come to African country and pay himself 500 million naira a month and then pay you 30,000 naira. Oh, you wish out how bad white man is. How devilish white man is. Oh, white people, they hate black people. If you analyze it very well, black people hate themselves more. So this is background I'm giving. Let me come to Gowon. Why Gowon is a war criminal. And all this book that he's writing is nothing but nonsensical. It is a disgrace to black African elites. It is a disgrace to the world elite if they don't shut him down. Because it shows that he doesn't have conscience. Must Gowon be head of state? No. Gowon should have said, okay, since you people doesn't want to prosecute this war according to rules of engagement, I resign. Must he be head of state? He stood there and supervised the annihilation of 5 million people. I wonder how he eats. I wonder what his children tells him. I wonder what his wife tells him. I wonder what his pastor tell him. But I'm not surprised about pastor. He will give pastor maybe one of the money that he looted from Nigeria when he was head of state. He might give them 5 million and they clap for him. But I think Gowon should be ashamed of himself. I know a black people, we don't have conscience. I know that. We don't have conscience, but we always blame white people. We always point out what white people have done. We don't talk about our own. And let me come to this war criminal that is called Gowon, and he will never be happy in his life until he's gone. The police action that Gowon started spiraled into an elongated civil war that lasted for 3 years. Now, ordinary person will say that is war. No, war have rule of engagement. You cannot deliberately starve a civilian population or bomb a civilian population in war. That is a war crime. It's called Geneva Convention. Everybody knows it in the whole world. The political philosophy that you use in running Nigeria is European, and this philosophy is also European. So how you will show that Gowon knew what he was doing during the war? The architect, the philosopher of hunger as an instrument of war is Chief Obafemi Awolowo. Hunger is an instrument of war. That was what Awolowo was singing. Hunger is an instrument of war. Awolowo was the political philosopher of using starvation as a way of winning war. And instead of Gowon firing him, he allowed him in his cabinet and he executed that philosophy. That is what makes him a war criminal. He knew what he was doing. He's hiding in Africa. Let him come out. Other head of state travels out. Obasanjo travels out. Babangida travels out. Let Gowon come out. Let him travel out. He's dodging. What happens to Henry Kissinger and Augusto Pinochet will happen to him. He'll be subject to arrest. Let him come out. Okay? He implemented the philosophy of Awolowo. Okay? Now, if you go to Western Nigeria, Awolowo's name is used for university. Of Chief Obafemi Awolowo University. This is a man that argues that another black man should be starved to death. That the black women and children should be starved to death. Yet Gandhi that called somebody when he was 15 years old, Kafa, his statue was removed from University of Ghana. If that is not hypocrisy on the part of Africans, show me what is hypocrisy. Gandhi never put philosophy that we kill millions of people out. Chief Obafemi Awolowo put out the philosophy that killed millions of women and children. Yet you use his name to make a university. I want white people to take the name of those people that sold the Yorubas, that sold the Africans as slaves, to use it to make a university. You will complain, oh, white people, white people did this, white people did that. Double standard in the world. The Africans can commit crime, it's okay. If the Europeans commit the same crime, the Europeans came to Africa. According to them, in order to civilize you, they sold you as slave. They don't know who you are. They just came. They met you. They see, according to them, they say that you are uncivilized. They start selling you as slave to become civilized. Oh, you condemn them. They committed crime. Yet, Yakubu Gowon and Awolowo, they are Africans, they are Nigerians. They stood still and deliberately starved 5 million women and children, and you never condemn them. And he's publishing book, and you are reading the book. Can't you see that we are disgrace to humanity? So if this is the standard in Africa, where mass murderers are clapped for and followed, then all those white people that sold us as slaves, all those white people that committed atrocity in South Africa, all those white people that they committed atrocities across Africa, they should be glorified. Otherwise, we're having double standard. One for black people, one for white people. You come to Nigeria, you see Nigerian elites talking loosely, using derogatory names among their citizens, and nobody says nothing. But when white man say nigger, all of you jump out. Hey, he's a racist day. Because the world will have to accommodate black people that refuse to wake up. So Gowon, who borrowed the philosophy of Chief Obafemi Awolowo that hunger is an instrument of war that targeted women and children, is writing a book. This is a clear-cut indication that black elites don't have conscience. Nobody that have conscience will even come out to talk. But Gowon still comes out and talk after he supervised mass murder of people. Why don't he resign? Must he be head of state? Should be ashamed of himself. And anybody buying his book or clapping himself, clapping for him, and the Chief Obafemi Awolowo should be ashamed of themselves. Anytime you clap for Gowon or you clap for Chief Obafemi Awolowo, then you are clapping for those white people that came and sold you as slaves. You are clapping for those white people that came and subjugated you. You are clapping for those white people that is doing all sorts of evils against black people in the world. Because there's no difference. We cannot have double standard. We should have one standard. Hey, this is evil. This is good. Yeah, in continuance with the analysis of this tasteful and disgraceful book published by the war criminal Yakubu Gowon about the starvation of 5 million women and children in Biafra. Most people discuss this war, who start war. No, that's not the point here. The war is already on. Gowon have right to fight any nation that he wants to fight. But what Gowon doesn't have right is to circumvent the Geneva Convention, which is the rule of engagement, the rule of war, of respecting civilian population, especially women and children. So the mass starvation of Biafran women and children, postulated by Awolowo's philosophy, When hunger is an instrument of war, Awolowo is not an ordinary person in Nigerian side during the war. He was a member of the Executive Council. He was a federal minister. Therefore, his statement has power. Gowon did not reprimand him. Gowon implemented his philosophy. So when you ask Gowon about the mass murder of people, he talks about other things. Because the British imperialist was covering for him. Okay? British imperialist was covering for him. So his book should be condemned by everybody. Nobody should buy it. Gowon should be ashamed of himself. I even wonder sometimes how does he sleep? How does he eat? How does he talk to his children? What do his children tell him? How does he relate to his wife, the wife that have children? Black Africans are horrible people. If this is our standard, we are horrible. If Gowon is our standard, Black Africa, we are horrible people. If Gowon and Awolowo is our standard, those people that came to Africa and sold us as slaves is better. Because some of them were remorseful. Those people that came to Africa and subjugated us, South Africa, calling us Kafa, are better. Today, South Africans are killing other Africans, calling them Kwere. Yes, it is very important that the new generation stand up to this evil. We cannot have double standard, one for the white people, one for our own. Gowon and Chief Obafemi Awolowo should be ashamed of themselves for mass murder of women and children, mass murder.